Welcome to The Critique. Today, we're looking at a huge collection of scripts for a series called Deep Dive, which covers everything from Burger King's history to seafood sustainability.
Okay, so let's dive right in.
The first big thing that really stands out is the editorial focus, or I guess the lack.
Right, it feels like we're getting whiplash. The current approach is really diluting the impact.
It is. 1 minute, it's, a utility recipe with feta versus cottage cheese.
And the next, you're in this dense business history about the financial struggles of Burger King's founders.
And as a listener, you're just not sure what mode to be in. Am I here to cook, or am I here to learn about, corporate history?
Exact. That friction, it just makes you want to tune out.
So the fix here is to stop? Well, you need to stop treating this as one monolithic show. It's begging to be segmented.
Into distinct thematic pillars, yeah. The material's already there.
You could so easily create a Titans of Industry track. Just group the Ben & Jerry's story, the whole Penn State course thing, the anosmia. Put it right next to the Burger King failures, the Ferrero Rocher pilgrimage story.
And suddenly you have a cohesive narrative. It's about accidental success, about succeeding through adversity.
Exactly. And then you take the other stuff.
The utility content.
You move it. The metabolism advice. The stuff about 3D ocean farming or eating cricket flour. That goes into a modern consumption track.
Right. Actionable advice belongs with other actionable advice, not next to a story about the Twinkie.
Okay, so once that structure is fixed, that brings us to the second point, the dialogue efficiency.
Oh yeah, the banter bloat.
That's a good way to put it. It's a real drag on the pacing.
There's just so much, so many lines that are just, yeah, totally. Oh, wow.
Right. These little affirmations that are meant to build chemistry, but they actually just interrupt the flow.
The Burger King segment is a perfect example. There's this great dramatic story about David Edgerton smashing a broiler with an axe.
And the momentum just dies. It's completely killed by the co-host constantly breaking in with, seriously? Or, no way.
It is. So the suggestion is to tighten that up. You need to merge the setup and the reaction.
Trust the story a bit more. Let the narrator tell a solid piece of it before the partner interjects with something more substantive than just, wow.
Exact. Look at the Doritos story. Instead of that whole back and forth like, they were throwing them away, yeah, in the trash.
Just combine it. Make it one strong beat. Something like, it's ironic that this whole snack empire started because a salesman saw them throwing stale tortillas in the trash.
It's so much sharp, so much more powerful.
Same with the grain section. Just, cut the small talk about porridge and get straight to how fermentation actually changed human history.
But even if you fix the banter, that leads to a deeper problem, the tonal consistency.
This one is tricky. The script pivots from these light, fun facts to really heavy, tragic topics without blinking.
And it really risks trivializing the serious stuff. It's jarring.
In the Burger King script, you go from the fun marketing of the Whopper straight into the tragedy of the founder's mother being committed to a psychiatric hospital.
A hospital with lobotomy, yeah. And the tone just stays the same. It stays breezy.
It feels wrong. And the same thing happens when it jumps from Halloween candy to the brutal history of the sugar trade.
You need to build in some kind of buffer, scripted chapter breaks or some kind of tonal shift.
The hosts have to signal it, acknowledge that the gravity is changing.
Right. Like in the Ferrero Rocher part, when you go from the shiny gold wrapper to the founder's religious pilgrimage to Lourdes, you just have to slow down.
You have to say, okay, we're talking about faith now. This is heavier than packaging.
Or for the meat segment, when you pivot from the fun Mongolian saddle burger to industrial chicken farming, you need to frame it.
Frame it clearly. We've looked at the culinary innovation, and now we have to look at the cost. Something like that.
Okay, so that leads to our last point. Let's talk about the so what fact.
Yes. The scripts are so data-rich. They are packed with facts. Hostess bankruptcy, caprice and mold.
But they're thesis poor. The segments often just end with a kind of generic, wow, what a ride.
And that's not a takeaway. That doesn't tell the listener why this history actually matters to them today, beyond just being entertaining trivia.
So the idea is to anchor each of these stories to a sociological argument or an economic.
Make the facts serve a larger point about human nature or capitalism.
Let's use Burger King again. The story shouldn't end with, and then they succeeded.
No.
The thesis should be something about execution over originality.
Exactly. They copied McDonald's speed. They copied a rival's Whopper concept. The real lesson there is that improving an idea is often way more profitable than inventing it.
That's an actual insight. Or for the seafood segment, with the whole trash fish thing.
The Patagonian toothfish being rebranded as Chilean sea bass.
Yeah, don't just present that as a fun fact. Frame it as a commentary on cultural conditioning.
Show that marketing, not taste, is what really determines value.
That's a powerful idea.
And that's what transforms the whole project, really. It stops being just a list of interesting facts.
And it becomes a lens for understanding how the world actually works.
Okay, so to recap. First, group the content into distinct thematic series to avoid that genre whiplash.
Second, cut the conversational filler, the banter bloat, and let the core research and narrative shine.
Third, create very intentional tonal buffers when you're moving from light trivia to heavy tragedy. Acknowledge the shift.
And finally, make sure every single historical anecdote serves a larger argument. Answer that "so what" question every time.
We invite the creator to refine these scripts. Maybe start with that Titans of Industry track and submit it for a follow-up review.